You're listening to a replay of Zach and Evan on Zradiolive.
Welcome back in to Zach and Evan here on Zradiolive. Another guest here on this terrific Wednesday evening. Today we're talking with an author. His latest book is The Traditional Russian Banya, the hydrotherapy modality for health and well-being. His name is Andrei Kovalevsky. Andrei, thanks so much for popping in and talking to us here on Zach and Evan.
Hi, Zach and Evan. How are you guys?
We're doing great.
We're doing well. We're hanging in there. Everything's going okay for what it is. How has everything been with you? And you have this venture out, this new book. How's that been going?
Well, it's slow but slowly. The sales are growing, so it's okay. The main purpose of this book was not just to make money on it, just to make people to know more about Russian Banya culture. Let's put it this way.
Wow. Where are you from, if I could ask?
Well, I'm from everywhere. I was born in the Asia, in Kazakhstan. Then I lived in States for a little while in Houston, Texas, which is freezing right now. And then I moved back to Russia, which is my original country. And now I live in Canada. So I cannot tell you exactly where I'm from.
Yeah, you're from about everywhere. Where has been, just in your history of travel and stuff, what are some of your favorite places to travel to?
Well, man, the best one is what was the Costa Rica. The Costa Rica is awesome country, nice, mild climate, and nice, friendly people. But you have to speak Spanish. I don't.
Oh,
yeah. Other than that, it's just very nice country.
That's awesome. I mean, obviously, from the book's perspective, you've researched this in Russia, I would assume. Tell us a little bit about your travels in Russia and, staying there and enjoying the sights in a sense.
Russian sauna culture is, I believe, like more than 1,000 years old. And a lot of European nations also love sauna. If you go to Europe, any country, Scandinavian countries, Finland, Norway, even in Britain. In Britain, it's becoming more and more popular. There's a few Russian bathhouses in London right now, and local people from London, they enjoy Russian saunas there too.
So getting into this book a little bit here, the traditional Russian Banya, and I think for people, the first thing that they see is the word Banya. Explain the title a little bit. It's there's some words in there that I don't know if I would, be able to translate, but I want to get the author's perspective of Banya. I know that's the big one. What is the Banya?
Look, right now, the term Banya becoming a brand. So my first book was about a sauna, and that's how people know about Banya, by the word sauna. But there's a difference between Banya and sauna, because Banya is more than just a sauna, because it's a culture. It's a tradition, is the, if you want, ritual. Because I came up with an idea to call my book Russian Traditional Banya, because I was advised by one of my Canadian colleagues. She is native Canadian, and she traveled a lot. She spent a lot of years in London and in Europe, in Lithuania, to be precise. She was learning different bathing modalities out there. And she was the one who actually recommended to use the name Banya in the name of the book. She said it's becoming brand, and more people know about it. And it's something what is unfamiliar to many people now, but it's becoming more and more popular. And the sauna culture is pretty common in New York. I've been in Korean bathhouses like Spa Castle, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Have you been there in Queens? I've been,
yep.
I've been in a couple of Korean
but...
sauna bathhouses in the Manhattan. There's the huge stuff there about.
Yeah, and it's funny that you say sauna culture is it's becoming more popular, because I think nowadays, I think a lot of different health benefits and different ways of going about getting healthy and doing all these things is becoming more and more popular, especially sauna. I think, people have found different ways that going to a sauna can help them. And I know, I think people are starting to have them in their own houses now.
That's exactly right, because I look it up at the report of the sauna equipment manufacturers in the United States. And for the last 5 years, the sauna equipment sales were just like a skyrocket. And in the same way in Canada, regionally, Northern Ontario, like a Thunder Bay region, Thunder Bay, yes, they have a lot of descendants from Finland. So, and for that region, when it's really cold, people looking for the ways to rejuvenate there, and because of the descendant from Finnish origin people, so they have a lot of saunas in their backyards, on their basements. So it's becoming more and more popular because people in North America looking for the ways of the naturally. We're just trying to move out from these drugs and pharmacological agents to the natural way of healing.
Yeah.
And sauna one of them.
It's funny you were talking about this, because like I just picture back to when I was a kid and I was going to the gym, and then afterwards I'd go in the sauna, and just to relax and rejuvenate in a sense, but I was always told, like, you can't stay in there long, you're gonna get hurt, you gotta stay, like maybe like 15 minutes, that's about it.
That is absolutely correct, because after intensive exercises, you cannot stay in sauna for long, because it gives you extra load on your heart muscle, and you're already tired. You don't have to stay in sauna for long after exercises. However, if you do not exercise this day, you can go back and forth to sauna for 1 hour, for 2 hours. My average session in my sauna in Windsor takes 90 minutes. So it's just exactly right for you to go back and forth for the sauna treatment. 15-20 minutes inside, 10-15 minutes to cool off. And that is the best combination of the altering of the heat and cold.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. And I remember going back to college, we had a sauna in our rec, or like recreation, or our gym sort of a thing. And of course, we didn't use it after workouts or anything like that. We used it after a long Saturday night. We go there Sunday morning to help us feel a little bit better, to get all the stuff out of us from the night before. And it worked great. That's where I think I really liked going in the sauna, is to get all the toxins and whatever else I put in.
Yeah. Do you believe that?
There you go.
Do you believe that saunas can help, with the hangovers?
Yes, it does. It does not act directly. The people say, I'm going to sweat out toxins. It's not quite correct term, because our skin does not eliminate toxins. Only about 2% of the toxins overall are excreted through the skin. You're not sweating out toxins. But what you do inside of the sauna, you dramatically increase the circulation, and the more blood goes through your natural filters, like in kidneys and in your liver, it cleans out the toxins via the regular pathway. But it's kind of like you're boosting up the system, because the circulation increases, your heart rate doubles up, and you pass through the filtration much more amount of blood at the certain period of time. So the dosing is very important, right? If it would take you about 2 to 4 hours to get rid of the hangover, it's going to take you only 30-40 minutes in sauna to achieve the same result. So it works perfect. It works perfect, but not through the skin. You're not sweating it out. I just want to emphasize on this.
Yeah. However it worked, and it was great. It was one of the things I looked forward to every single weekend. Obviously, you're very knowledgeable when it comes to all this stuff. How'd you go about doing all this research before beginning this book?
A lot of my clients here, initially, when I opened my sauna, there's a very small Russian community. in my town. There is only about 250,000 people living in Windsor and the region, and imagine even less of Russian origin people. So I think maybe about 500 overall, together with the families. And not all of them love sauna. So my original idea to open a Russian sauna or Russian banya in my city was to promote Russian culture, because Russians right now are perceived by the main population as kind of like a hooligans who, breach all kind of laws, democracy, breaking into the computer systems. I just wanted to give some positive stuff about Russians, and I said, okay, guys, beside ballet, I always have a problem to pronounce the ballet. Beside ballet, classical writers, composers, which were in the last century. The modern Russia does not give you much, right? But I was going to share some really good and health experience, how we deal with the months of the cold.
Going back into your book and about saunas itself, where did you get your research from, in a sense, and what did you kind of base off your studies on?
Before to start writing the book, obviously I checked what is available on the market in English about it, and I look it up, and there was a lot of information, but they're more like they're not quantitative, they're qualitative. Let's put it this way. People express their emotions, and technically it's the first book written by the physician, and by being physician, I look at everything and anything through the lenses of the evidences. I cannot just take anything and tell you, Zach, go ahead and use it, unless I believe that there are huge evidences behind it. So that is how the book is written. I look it up at the whole available research for the last 20 years, probably, about the sauna health benefits, and I pull out from different magazines from around the world. A lot of research available from Finland, because they love sauna too. However, there are many research available even in United States institutions, because in states right now, in Germany, sauna and overall hyperthermia, it's a term for the whole body heat. There are more and more research available in United States right now and in Germany about it. So I just pull out all this and kind of like put in a very condensed form in my book. It's a small book. I just try it because a lot of people don't like to read a lot, right? Mm-hmm. Just put it in condensed summary for the different organs and system, and how the sauna acts, and how Russian banya acts on this, on the different system of the body.
Well, Andre trying to change the narrative on how people perceive Russia in terms of, well, everything, and now he's putting the health into it, all the benefits. Andre, where can people go and buy this book and maybe find a new love for the sauna?
It's anywhere. It's available even on the Barnes and Noble, which I'm proud of. The first place, obviously, to look for this book is on Amazon. But it's available in Barnes and Nobles as well, which I'm proud of, because first, like 20 years ago, I first walked into the Barnes and Noble. It was something like inaccessible. I could never imagine I could be presented on Barnes and Noble, but now it's available. You can do anything what you want, right?
Yep, and we're so glad that you're able to do this and put that book out. Again, the book is The Traditional Russian Banya, the hydrotherapy modality for health and well-being. His name is Andre Kovalevsky, and he is a great guest here on Zach and Evan. Andre, thanks so much for your time. Best of luck with the book, and best of luck with everything.
Thank you guys for inviting